These are getting fun. 95. What risk would you take if you knew you wouldn't fail? I take a lot of risks. Um, so if I knew I couldn't fail, I would write my book. I would write a book. I would write children's books. I would try to sell my art. I would do, like, if I knew I couldn't fail, I would just go for it. Um, I'll probably still go for it. I mean, I started in OnlyFans in my late 40s, so I'm not scared to try things. In fact, you don't know until you try. And I remember an example in my life of um, horrible financial issues in my marriage. Things were bad, things were scary. And, you got kids, and you want to make sure they're taken care of, and you're just trying to figure out, like, how are we going to make ends meet? How is this going to work out? How are we going to be able to get through this? And we had 2 or 3 things that were on a list of, and I'm not going to get into specifics, and that's, his life is his. I'm going to make up an example to kind of let you know, like, the kind of thing I was talking about without really getting into any details about what it's kind of like, okay, well, if we're really having financial problems, we'll sell this valuable piece of jewelry, or we'll sell this car, or we will move in with so and so, or we will move to a different state, or we will do whatever. So we had this whole little list of things that were like, okay, worst comes to worst, this is our, like, rock bottom plan, we'll try this. That happened, and we finally were like, okay, let's swallow our pride and let's do this one thing. It didn't work. It wasn't an option at that point. And we had 2 or 3 things like that on the list that failed back to back, and we were just like, we've been not trying these for years because we thought that would be our last option. And turns out they weren't even an option. So I'm not scared to risk things anymore. I think you have to risk things to live. And so, yeah, I will probably still do the things that I want to do. But if I couldn't fail, definitely would get a book out there. I would just, if I knew that that was like a guaranteed thing, I'd probably cut back on a lot of other things and just like pour everything into that, or into like a children's book. I would love to be a children's author and illustrator. And the one thing that always holds me back now is I've been doing OnlyFans for 5 years, and I don't want to be that person, that everyone just goes in the past and says, oh yeah, look at this beloved children's author, she's, doing all this stuff. So that would be my one thing. Anyway, what would your thing be? Comment below.